Fact number 1. Somewhere in the icy waters of the North Atlantic today, there may be a shark older than the Titanic. Shark ship. It's called the Greenland shark, and it can live for over 400 years. Scientists found one that was estimated to be around 392 years old, which means it was already swimming in the ocean before. The Titanic even sank in 1912. Think about it. This shark was alive during the age of pirates, the invention of the printing press, and it's still out there, slowly cruising through the deep. It sounds like something from a fantasy movie, but it's real biology. Fact number 2. Bees can count. Yes, the little buzzing insects that you see in your garden actually have a sense of numbers. Scientists discovered this by setting up a simple test. They trained bees to find sugar water on a certain flower, but only after visiting exactly 3 different patterns first. The bees learned to recognize and remember these patterns and could count up to 4. Think about it. They have brains smaller than a sesame seed, but they can do basic math. And here I am, still pulling out my phone to calculate a restaurant tip. By the way, I'm still just starting this channel, and every like or comment really helps me reach more people. So, if this fact surprised you even a little, you know what to do. Fact number 3. Bananas are slightly radioactive. Sounds like a joke, right? But it's true. Bananas contain potassium-40, a naturally occurring radioactive isotope. Don't worry, you'd have to eat millions of bananas at once to feel any effect. So your morning smoothie is completely safe. It's fascinating to think that something so normal and everyday is secretly radioactive. Makes you look at fruit in a whole new way. Fact number 4. Vikings and pigs. Yes, Vikings actually used pigs as part of their security system. Here's how it worked. They kept pigs near their settlements because the animals' loud squeals would alert them to approaching enemies. The pigs basically acted as early warning alarms before any human could even notice danger. Can you imagine walking around and a pig saving your life just by squealing? Nature and history can be surprisingly clever. Fact number 5. In certain parts of Japan, the sea can change color from deep blue to bright green. The secret? Tiny microorganisms in the water called phytoplankton, depending on the season and the amount of sunlight. They reflect light differently, almost like nature's own special effects. Sometimes the water even glows faintly at night, creating a magical, almost alien-looking scene. Imagine standing on the shore and watching the ocean slowly shift colors right before your eyes. It's like a natural light show you could never find in a theater. Fact number 6. In 1932, Australia went to war with birds and lost. It's known as the Great Emu War. Thousands of large, flightless birds called emus were destroying crops in Western Australia, and farmers were desperate. So, the government actually sent soldiers armed with machine guns to handle the problem. But the emus had other plans. They were fast, spread out, and surprisingly good at dodging bullets. Soldiers chased them for weeks, but the birds kept escaping. In the end, the military had to admit defeat. The emus won. Yes, this really happened. It's an official part of Australian history. Fact number 8. Rabbits can actually see behind their own heads because of the way their eyes are placed on the sides of their skulls. Rabbits have almost a full 360-degree field of vision. That means they can watch out for predators from nearly every angle, even while they are eating. The only blind spot they have is a tiny area right in front of their nose. So if you've ever seen a rabbit wiggle its head while sniffing, it's basically trying to see what's directly in front of it. Imagine having that kind of superpower. You could spot danger without ever turning your head. Honestly, I'd love that ability during exams. No more sneaking glances at someone else's paper. Fact number 9. The carpets on airplanes are dirtier than you think. Studies have found that airplane carpets can hold thousands of bacteria, from harmless ones to some that are a little less friendly. Why? Because hundreds of passengers walk across them every single day, often in the same shoes they wore through airports, bathrooms, and sidewalks. And here's the worst part. Those fibers can trap bacteria for days, even weeks. That's why airlines recommend keeping your shoes on during the flight, no matter how tempting it is to relax barefoot. So next time you board a plane, Maybe think twice before stretching your toes on the floor. Fact number 10. There's a jellyfish that can technically live forever. It's called Turritopsis dawni, also known as the immortal jellyfish. When it's injured or stressed, instead of dying, it reverts its cells back to a younger stage and starts life over again. Imagine if humans could do that. Just hit a biological reset button whenever things go wrong. No more aging, no more final ending. Of course, in the ocean, these jellyfish can still be eaten by predators, so they're not truly invincible. But biologically, they've unlocked something we can only dream about: immortality. Fact number 11. Space actually has a smell. Astronauts report that after spacewalks, their suits and tools smell like hot metal, welding fumes, or even burnt steak. The scent comes from particles that cling in space and react with oxygen once they're back inside. It's a sharp, smoky, metallic smell you'll never experience on Earth. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. A like and a sub would mean a lot. See you next time.